I want to share a story that I haven't shared with many people and I don't share very often. And that is when I was 9 years old, I joined a dance drill or drum majorette team. And that's 50 girls in a team doing high energy dance and drill routines on a field for 15 minutes and competing in that. And I did that with two teams from when I was 9 years old up until I was 18 years old. And we had the same coach. His name was Alan. And those teams were multiple times national champions. And by the time I was 14, I represented my country in the World Championships in Japan. And I'm so proud to have this wonderful green blazer that you would find on Olympic athletes walking along at the Olympic opening ceremonies. Now, my coach, Alan, we respected him immensely. He was well respected in the field, and he was also an ex-Army drill instructor. Now, to say that he was exacting in his standards for our teams is an understatement. He trained us like we were Army recruits. So we worked 3 days a week after school until 6 p.m. We trained school holidays from 9 a.m. in the morning until 6 p.m. We competed every single Saturday from 7 in the morning until 9 p.m. And Alan expected perfection from us at that training and at the competition alike all the time. He drilled us really hard. And we absolutely adored him, but we also feared him because when he applauded us, we knew that we were on the right track. But if he didn't applaud us, we knew that we were in big trouble. And he would shout and swear and carry on, and often single some of us out and shame us in front of the team to tell us what we had done wrong. And so, we started to fear if he didn't applaud us. And his motto was, second place is the first place to lose. There was absolutely no room for failure. So while I am extremely proud of the skills that experience gave me, I'm extremely driven. I'm not afraid of hard work. I have excellent leadership skills because I had to lead other girls who are younger than me as I progressed through that journey. And I'm very driven. It also gave this shadow side to me that I didn't know I had until I started my own business 9 years ago. Because what I had learned was to measure my worth through the approval of others. And I also learned to fear failing in front of others. Now, I wasn't afraid of failing in itself. I don't mind failing. What I was afraid of was failing in front of others because I was worried what others would think of me and that I wasn't perfect. And that's why I loved your conversation with Tina, Abby. And I was unfairly projecting that voice from Alan onto others around me. Now, many of us have Alan's voice inside of our heads, especially in our leadership journeys or in entrepreneurial journeys. And that voice is telling us to perform perfectly, to overperform. And that perfection is often unattainable because we keep raising the bar. And not only is it incredibly exhausting, but it's also incredibly lonely because you can't share your hardships with anyone. Because if you share your hardships, what will they think about you? What will they say about you not being this perfect image? And then the biggest pain out of all of that is actually the loss of identity when you do fail. Because if you fail, who are you anymore? Because you're not this perfect image that you've put out. So there's this huge loss of identity. So whose voice is loudest inside your head, in your leadership journey or in your entrepreneurial journey? Is it your voice or somebody else's? So here's what I've learned about leadership resilience since then and what I do about that voice that I have inside of my head. That isn't mine, that's Alan's. And the first thing I do is when I fail or fall short, I ask myself, instead of asking myself, what do other people think? I ask, what do I know now that I didn't know before? Because failure can become wisdom. And the second thing I do, and what you can do, is notice whose voice it is that's inside your head. So for me, it's Alan. Who's the voice in yours? Maybe Alan and the voice in your head could meet. And ask yourself, what is that voice protecting? Is it fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of loss of control? And then lastly, what you can do is reauthor that voice by asking, what will my voice say if my voice can be trusted? And then ask your voice to respond to that other voice in your mind. Because that shift changed me. It can absolutely change you. And your voice deserves to be the loudest voice in your story. So if you're ready to rise above all of that noise and not be stronger, but be steady, join me at the Women Thrive Summit next year in 2026. You can find me on social media on LinkedIn under Luisa Hogan. And from there, you can find all of my LinkedIn, all of my social media links. And just remember that you don't have to fear failure when you've learned how to rise. Thank you.